Okay, so my friend, in our last lesson, we have seen how to create account in Azure portal and how we can create servers in our Azure online platform, or you can say Azure cloud. Okay, and today we will be seeing some more benefits. Okay, and the server creation will be every day, means whenever we will have class, you will see that we are creating servers. Okay, so let's see how to create server. So let me show you again how to create server with the details. So suppose this is your Azure portal. Okay, and how to open that Azure portal, you will see that whenever you will open account, you will see this is the dashboard in front of you. So as we are coming to know some more details about the your virtual machine, that what virtual machines are doing in your system and what you can do with the virtual machines, or see, it's not a virtual machine, you can say it's a virtual server, what it, the server which is hosted on cloud platform. Okay, so if you are coming here to window virtual machine, if you're clicking here, and now if you are coming here and see that if you click create, and then you are getting here virtual machine. So what you're going to create, I'm going to create virtual machine, so I'll select this one, virtual machine, and now you can click this one to hide this button so you can see the details in front of you. So here you have multiple options like basic, disk, networking, management, advanced, tag, review and create. So here you can see that in the basic you have to select your subscription information, that yes, this is my subscription. So subscription, I have already told you that whenever you will create account in Azure, they will give you 1 month free subscription, and after that they will be charging for the uses what you are using in your Azure portal. So this is my free account, so I'm going to select my free account, and then here it is asking resource group. So I have already told you that resource group is one kind of container where you are putting your uh, servers, your online data and everything. So it's one kind of folder where you are putting your informations. So right now there is, we have already some resource group or something. So if you want, you can create from here, that click on create and you can create that. Okay, resource group means for which location you are creating something. So let me guide you the resource group again, the actual usage of the resource group. So you can just take an example of this is the whole world. Okay, okay, so in this world you have company in many locations, like you can say my company is in Nigeria, you have your one company is in Cameroon, one company is in Gambia, and one company is in UAE. So when you have multiple location, means when you have a company with multiple locations, okay, so you can say this is your like the the world map. Okay, and in this, and you have your main branch, you can say it is based in US. Okay, USA. So this is your main branch. Okay, okay, So now when you are going to start, or when you have a company in Nigeria, so inside your company you have your servers, you will have your data. Okay, now you have your other virtual machines. So these things will be there in Nigeria. Then you have in Cameroon, you have your, you will have your some other servers, and these are the storage, means, the infrastructure, you can say. So whenever you have multiple infrastructures with multiple locations, okay, so these things, like suppose you are in US and you want to know, server one, where is server one, where is some, like web server one, you can say, like I want to find web server one, but that web server one is hosted in Nigeria, like web one, this is hosted in Nigeria. But if, while creating these all resources what I'm talking, okay, so at that time you have to create some kind of folder, like or resource group like Nigeria. So whenever I want to find some servers which is related to Nigeria, so I'll just go to Nigeria resource group. So inside Nigeria resource group, I will automatically, you will find all the resources which is hosted for Nigeria. If I want to know about Gambia, so I'll just go to Gambia resource group to find the resource which is related to Gambia. Okay, same like the folder what we create, folder like movie folder, songs folder, data folder, to find our information easily. So I can come here, I can say that okay, I want to host my company in India, and after that I want to create some virtual machines. So I'll say that okay, my virtual machines, I want my like SRV1, or like web server one. And where you want to host, so of course I want to host near to India, so I'll select my central India. Okay, central India. And then I have already told you that these all availability options, availability means do you want any kind of redundancy with this server. So right now we are not worried about this one. So we are just only selecting these, the important ones, okay, which is important to select. Security type standards means the default security type what we will be using for this systems. Okay, and now image means while hosting your server, so which type of server you want? You want server 2012, you want server 2016. Okay, so which server you want? So whatever you want, you can come here to, and you can get all the servers details. Okay, so I'll say okay, no problem, I want server 2016. So which server 2016, what you want? Like you want 8 GB RAM, or you want 16 GB RAM. So if you click here in the drop down, you can see here one 8 GB RAM, 3.5 GB RAM, 16 GB RAM. Other sizes also there, so you can select it. Okay, but as you are using free trial account, right? So you cannot, you can use it. Okay, but it is not allowed more than 4 core processors, I think, or 6 core processor. But when you are using the license one, which is pay as you go service, in that you can select whatever you want. So username, I will say okay, with, if I'm going to create web one, so user I will say that IT1. Password I can select anyone, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 at JKT, like that. Okay, now password you have to select as a complex password. Okay, and it cannot be less than 12 character. Okay, now here it is asking public inbound ports. Public inbound ports means if I want to access this machine from anywhere in the world, so it will be do you want to allow this machine to be accessed anywhere in the world? Okay, so if you'll say no, means no one can access this machine from outside, only you can access it. Okay, but you will say yes, I want to allow this machine to be accessed from outside or through internet. Okay, but when that machine will be accessed from outside, so this machine will be accessed through which port? So by default we have multiple options. Okay, whether you want to allow this machine to be accessed through http, https, ssh, rdp. So normally window use rdp. Okay, for because when you will access it, it's a graphical based access, so we use remote desktop protocol. Okay, licensing, I have already explained you about the licensing functions, that whether you want to use your own license to be used in this virtual machine, you can use it. Okay, but if you do not have that license, you can leave it on. Now click next. Now here you have the disk type. See, it's the same like how we create our own server. Okay, so see, first of all, if you want to create your own server, what you want? So let me come here. Let me show you all the details before creating this, so you will have idea. Suppose I want to make my own server. I want to host a server in my company. Okay, so here I want to host a server in our company. So this is our company A. Okay, company A wanted to host one server. So whenever you want to host one server, okay, so this is your server. Okay, so the list of requirements for hosting a server, right? So the what first option what you want. Okay, so first of all, the basic information you need, the first you need what? You need to select the operating system. Means in this server, which operating system will be there? Whether you want window to be used in this server, or maybe you need linux server. Okay, after this, second you need user name and password. After that, you need disk. Okay, disk size. Okay, same normal what we even I'm talking about normal operating system installation in your window also, right? You need to select disk size. After that, disk size and disk type. Disk size and disk type, whether it will be ssd or hdd. Okay, ssd, ssd or hdd. Number 4, you need to select networking, means the ip address. Network. Okay, ip address, whether you want to assign ip static or dynamic to the system. Okay, after that, number 5, now you are talking about some kind of monitoring. Do you want to monitor this server? Okay, like a log. Okay, logs, event logs. Okay, after number 6, do you want to run some kind of scripts? Okay, number 7, do you want to need some tag is what? Description. Okay, okay, means this server is used for which purpose. Then after, final, review and create. Okay, same thing. So same in our system also, when we are creating this Azure portal, when you are creating this server. So here in the disk, see here you have to select whether you want ssd or HDD. So according to your disk, your price will increase. So I'll say yes, I want some better disk to run my system faster. Now encryption type. Okay, so here you have multiple encryption type, whether you want to use your own encryption type to secure your disk, the encryption of your disk. Okay, like what normally we use BitLocker in Windows. So if you have your own encryption type, you can use, or you can use default encryption, which Microsoft Azure will provide you. So I'm just selecting default. Now here, enabling some, like, do you want to enable some ultra disk capabilities? So here when we are talking about ultra disk capabilities, so in that ultra disk capabilities means it will be related to your input output reading function, means how faster your disk will be operating, how faster it will run, how faster it will provide you the functionalities related to your disk. Okay, means high speed data through output, you can say. Okay, so if you want to see, normally window is very good. Okay, so whenever you are not understanding something, you just keep here. Okay, so here it is asking about high speed input output processing, means how faster you can read the data from the disk. Okay, so by default it is not enabled, so if you will enable, you have to pay, means whatever feature, see there are many features in the systems. Okay, so whichever features you will select, according to those features you have to pay. Okay, so now it is asking about, okay, by default your system here you will have a single disk while creating. Okay, but do you want some other disk to be used in the system? So if you want, you can use it. Okay, so you just come here, create and attach a new disk. Okay, so I'll show you this in a next machine. Okay, now click next. Here it is asking, okay, do you want to select some networking? So see, this is a default IP address, so do you want to select some other IP addresses? So you'll say yes, I want to create virtual new network. I don't want to use default Azure network, so I'll say yes. Okay, so come here, select 172.16 dot. Okay, now do you want to create subnet? So you'll say yes, I want to create subnet. So inside India branch, you have maybe like multiple subnets you want to use. So I'll say that okay, I want to use some subnets for IT department. Okay, subnet range 172.16 dot like 1.1.0/24. Another department I want to use like HR, or like it's IT department. So after that you can say that one server I want to use for web servers. Okay, so any type of department. So let's create our normal, what we used to create, HR department. So HR department, what, which subnet you want for HR department? So I'll say that okay, I want this subnet to be used in our HR department network. Okay, do you have any other network inside in your organization? So you'll say yes, I have some other department, student department. In that student department I want to use once 3.0/24, and then you can say okay, fine. You, if you want, you can create more also, or now or later as well. It's not that everything you have to create now. Click OK. Now same options, that yes, it will be allowed. Okay, now asking about load balancing. Do you want to create load balancing right now? So you, right now we are not talking about load balancing. Just click next. Asking about management. Management means, do you want to enable some kind of monitoring to your storage account, or maybe like to your storage? So I'll say no, right now I don't want any kind of monitoring, because we have some separate relations regarding these monitorings. Okay, and load balancing. Now click on next. Advanced. Advanced is also related to your automation, means automatically when you will create machines, okay, automatically some scripts will be running together with that. So I don't want to run any script right now, so just click tag. Now you're asking for tag. Tag means, suppose I just created the server name I created, click basic. The server name I created web1, right? But web1 is hosted for which organization? Because my organization is hosted in all over the world. Okay, so I'll say that okay, this web1 server, okay, is for, you can say, Nigeria branch or like India branch size, India. Okay, But for India, which department? So you'll say that it is for IT department. Okay, and how many resource you have allocated with this? So you can see here, those all resources you have allocated with this India branch. And now click on review and create. Review and create is very important, because review and create finds the validity options, whether the options what you have selected in basic disk networking, okay, those options what you have selected, or the information what you have added, whether those informations are correct or not. So now it's corrected and it's checked that yes, it is correct. And now you can click on create. Okay, so you can see here deployment is successful. And now if you'll click on go to resource, you will see that you came to your web server, right? So now when you are talking, when you came to your web server, so automatically your web server will have two IP address. One is public IP address, second one is private IP address. So we'll see what is the use of public and private. Public is used to accessing that machines, means from anywhere in the world, and this private IP will be used inside in your organization to communicate. Suppose now what you have, I'm talking here, suppose this is your server, okay, this is your another server, now this is your another server. So every server will have, like you can say this is my SRV1, okay, this is my SRV2, and this is my SRV3, means server 3. Okay, now all servers what you are creating, or what the virtual machines what we are creating inside Azure, so you will have two type of IP addresses. One is public IP address, okay, and second you will have private IP addresses. Now, so what is the use of public? Public means when these all machines are inside Azure, okay, so maybe if you are outside, you are outside here, okay, and from here you want to access that those servers, okay. So now here, suppose I am outside, means I'm somewhere else, because these servers are in like India branch, okay, and I'm somewhere in US or somewhere, okay, and I want to access these servers, okay, these server which is hosted in India. So suppose I'm in US and I want to access it. So what I'll do, I'll just connect to the internet, and while accessing these servers I'll be using the public IP address. But what is the use of private IP address? So these private IP address what we are talking, these private IP address will be used inside these servers to communicate. So whenever these server 1 want to communicate to server 2, server 3, like that, okay, At that time they were using these IP address. So these servers will be using private IP address for internal communication, and you as an administrator, if you want to access those servers from outside with the help of okay, internet, so at that time you can use this private public IP address. Okay, so if you're coming here, so you can see here you have public IP address as well as you have private IP address, right? So now if you want to access this server, right, so you can copy this public IP address. Now let me come here, and now you can type mstsc, and now you can paste this IP address, this public IP address what we have copied here. Okay, and now once you have pasted it, you click on connect, and now asking for username and password. So of course I have created IT1 here. Okay, and then click on OK. So this server is ready, and now you are able to access from anywhere in the world. Okay, even from your location also you can access. Okay, now when this server is ready here, now let me show you some functions of this server. So when I'm coming to my system and when I'm typing here the network settings, when I'm going to my network settings, I came here, now come to your status, and when you will click on details, see here you are getting what? This is your private IP address. Okay, and this is the internal Azure DSCP and DNS IP address. Okay, because why it is DSCP and DNS? Because these private IP address what we are getting, okay, we have not, it is dynamic IP address, we haven't configured it. Okay, so that's why we are using that DHCP. So this is your server right now, and if you want to verify your server, so you can come here, right click, properties. You can see here, yes, we have configured 8 GB RAM system, and our system name is web server 1. Okay, now you can close this. You can come here to your my computer. Okay, no problem, let me, because there are some changes. Okay, no problem, let me show, because I did some practice. So let me come to show options and local resource, and more. Let me remove these options. Okay, fine. Connect, password is 123456789 at, okay, fine. So let me close this. Okay, so I came to my uh, computer drives. So you have C drive where you have operating system, and now you have D drive which is your temporary storage. So suppose what happened, maybe I came here and I kept some data inside this. Okay, so let me copy some data from my system. Let's try whether we can copy or paste something or not. So here I pasted some document here. Okay, see, I'm just showing you the disk. Okay, after that I'll tell you what is the need of disk and what we can do to save our data. Now suppose if I'll tell you to keep some data in your system, so normally it is not recommended to keep data in your C drive. Why? Because when OS will corrupt, or when OS will have some problems, your data, you can lose your data, right? Because you're going to keep in C drive. So you will say that, okay, no problem, let me keep some data in my D drive, right? Okay. And what will happen if you're closing it? Suppose I kept some data in my D drive, I closed this, I came to my Azure portal, okay, and inside Azure portal, what happened? I restarted the system. Click here, yes, I restarted it. Then say simply yes, stop, and then start. Wait for the process which is running. Sometimes process take time. Okay, so everything is done now. Now let me start this server. Okay, server started. Now you have new IP address. Copy, open your remote desktop, paste this IP address, connect it. Username IT1, password, click OK, and then connect it. So once you are connected, now come to your temporary data. So the data what you have kept here, see, C drive, that is your Windows drive, and when I came to my temporary storage, the data what I have kept here, it is not there now. Okay, so the problem is here that you do not have any extra disk where you can keep your data, right? Okay, so now you have two options. You have two options in your Azure portal, that you can attach some extra disk with this. Okay, so attaching extra disk, okay, see here, right now you have this disk. So if you're clicking on the disk, you can attach some disk with this one. Okay, are you going to attach? Okay, so let me show you two options. Okay, so let me come to home. So I'm going to create a new virtual machine first. Okay, normally see, if even if we are talking about our own system also, so in our own system also we have C drive and we have some other drives. So why we have some other drives? We have some other drives to keep some data inside those drives. So if we have problem in C drive, so only C drive operating system data will be, you can lose those operating system data, but not your own personal data. That's why we need to have another disk in our system. So same here in Azure portal, by default you have only C drive and temporary disk. So you cannot keep data in C drive after. And the second option is you cannot keep data in the temporary disk. Why? Because keeping data in temporary disk, whenever your system will restart or shut down, you will lose your data, right? So you will say that, okay, no problem, let me create a new system. Okay, so I'm showing you, means like while creating a new system or new server in your Azure portal, you can create or attach a new disk or new drive with the system. Okay, so let me click here, click create virtual machine. Same process is there. There is no any changes. So I'll come here to my resource group. I'll select India. Here I'm. So here in right now, earlier we have created some web 1. So right now I'm going to create web 2. Same central India, same options, nothing is there. Username, instead of IT1, now I'm going to select IT2. Okay, same options. Now main is our disk where we are talking now. So here I'm going to select SSD, and they say this is the option. While creating operate new virtual machine, you can see here. Okay, create and attach a new disk, or you can attach existing disk. So right now we do not have any extra disk. So right now click here to the create. Okay, now the disk name is web2. Okay, why? Because our virtual machine name is web2, and source. Okay, so source here, see here you have two options. One is snapshot. So this disk are you going to create for recovery options? Okay, or multiple storage where you can keep your video files, your pictures, your documents, your doc file, your Excel file, like that. Okay, or you want to keep some other informations, like okay, you want to just create empty disk, no other informations related. Do you want to create some storage blob or not? So nothing is decided right now. So you say that okay, nothing is decided right now, let me create empty disk, I'll select later. By default you're getting C around 1 see around 1 TB, right? Okay, so you'll say no, I don't want 1 TB. Let me click here and change size, and now you can select I want only 16 GB. I don't want, or maybe like I want 64 GB extra disk. Okay, or I want 256, so whatever you like. So for testing environment I can select anyone. Okay, click OK. So instead of 1 TB I'm just using 32 GB. Okay, now enable share disk. Share disk means, do you want to use this disk on other servers also? So you'll say yes or no, you can select it from here. Now click OK. And now networking, same options. So in networking, okay, so in the first time we have selected one, you can select two, anyone, whatever you like. Okay, and now you can click next. In the management, disable, I don't want. Okay, now others options are not important right now, just click. See here in the second machines, basic and disk and networking is important, others are just the so optional, you can say. Click on review plus create, and now you can click create. Now you will see some other benefits in this. So you can see here your machine has been deployed successfully. Now click on go to resource. In resource here also in web2 you are getting public IP of, so you just copy it, open your MSTSC, paste that public IP address, click on connect, username IT2, password is at JKT, click OK. Okay, so now your machine we have booted from the new web server, or you can say from new server. And now here actual what we wanted to see from this server, that whether we have extra disk or not. So right now you can see here we do not have extra disk. Okay, same we have temporary disk, but if you'll come here, right click, and if you're coming here to disk management, inside your disk management you have the external disk here. So I'll come here, right click, I'll create a partition in this, simple partition, click next. Okay, I'll say this is my data drive. Okay, click next and finish. It is now formatted now. So when we are clicking close here, now we are checking here, so you can see here you have the data drive here. Now whatever data if you are going to put in this system. Okay, so let's put some data here, copy, come here and paste here as well as in our temporary disk. Okay, so we will verify whether our data is secure in temporary or in our personal drive what we have created. So you can see here we have pasted some data in our temporary storage as well as in our data. Okay, we have this. Now if you are closing it, okay, and if we are closing this, okay, and if you are coming to our Azure portal, now same shutdown. Okay, so you whenever you want to check whether the process is running in the background, you can check from here. Okay, so it's successfully shut down. Now you click start. Okay, machine started successfully. Now you have that public IP address. Here IT2 and the password. And now if you're coming to your system here inside your drive, you'll see yes, I have my C drive temporary. So if you'll check your temporary disk, there is no data. Okay, see it's written already, data loss warning. So if you are going to open this, right, so it is already written here that any data stored on this drive is subject to lose, and here is no way to recover it. Okay, so please do not use this disk for storing your personal or application data. Okay, so it's a warning from Microsoft that it is for temporary use, but you can keep it for temporary purpose, but you cannot keep it for permanent purpose, and you cannot keep your personal information, which is more important. Okay, so now if you're coming here to your data, you can see here the data what you have kept here, it is there and you can use. So this is the benefit of creating external drive or external disk with the server. Now other questions will come that you'll say that, okay sir, now we understood this one where that we have attached another disk and to keep the data in those disks. Why? Because we cannot keep in C drive, we cannot keep in temporary disk. So we created another disk and now we are keeping it. But now if we are talking about this one, this server what we have here, the web server one, because in web 2 you added it while creating, but web server while creating we haven't added it, the disk, right, external disk. So when we have existing server at that time, do we have option to attach a disk? So yes, we have option to attach a disk with this. So if you are coming here to disk, see here in overview you can click here to disk, and now here we have option to attach a disk. Okay, so here if you are coming down, you have see here create and attach a new disk. Okay, click here. Okay, disk name, okay, whatever disk name you want you can select here. Okay, so I'll say that disk disk 2. Here you can select your SSD or HDD, so I'll select SSD. Size, I want 16 GB, 32 GB, whatever you want. Okay, and then you can click on save. No need to worry, just very simple process. Okay, so if we'll see here, it is successfully updated, and now when it is successfully updated, I'll come to my virtual machine here, and then I'll come to my web 1. I'll copy the public IP, open here, web 1. Is it web 1? Okay, so more options. I don't know why it is coming. More options, use a different user. It is IT1. Okay, now click OK. Credential. Is it the credential that we used to connect? Copy this. Okay, now it's okay. Click connect. Password 123456789. Okay, click OK. So machine is ready now. And now if you click on this PC, okay, you do not have that extra disk. Yes, no problem. So you have to create, right click on the start menu, disk management. Now you have that 16 GB, right click, new, format it, data drive, click next and finish. See how simple it is. Okay, now if you are coming to check your, see its data drive is there. Okay, so here we have seen how to create virtual machine. Then we have seen and we have checked that by default Azure is giving you C drive and temporary disk. We cannot keep data and the personal documents in the C drive which Azure is providing you, and we cannot keep data in the D drive. So Azure is giving you option to create a new disk. Okay, so while creating a virtual machine, we have created a new disk, and in a second lab we have seen how to add new disk with existing virtual machine. Okay, so now here one more important option is coming, that for example, if I have this web server, right? Now maybe I gave this information, this IP address to someone, okay, and now when that user is trying to access this server, okay, connect, okay, and when he is trying to put some password, okay, he's getting this information that password is, okay, maybe he forget those things. Okay, so here you are not getting any kind of option to reset the password. Okay, so what you will do, you will call administrator, Azure administrator, to say that yes, please, I forget the password of that web one. Okay, so it's okay, no problem. So what he will do, he will come to the home tab in virtual machine. Okay, so it will check, okay, you forget the password of web one. Okay, no problem, he will come to web one, and when you will scroll down little, okay, so you'll find here reset password option. Okay, so if you are clicking here reset password, so reset password for the user, okay, means full reset or only reset password. Okay, so I'll say that, okay, I want to, you want new username and password, something like that. So if you want, you can create new user as well, or you want existing user to password to be changed, that could also happen here. So if you know IT1, you just write IT1 here, but you say that no, I don't know username, so let me create new user as well, IT10. I forget, I don't want that user to be used. Okay, or if you want to use, if you want to change password for that user, you can do both options. So let's create user 10 IT10, new password. And now you can click here update. खत्म. Okay, so you can see here it is updating.
Mr. Joe.
Okay, so here when we came, so we have changed the username. Now come and copy the IP of this system. See, now we have IT1, right? I will say no, I do not have IT1, I have IT10 here. Connect, password. I'll say that I forget the IT1 password. Now see, with the IT10 you are able to log in. But now you'll say that, okay, no problem. Do IT1 has removed from that account? Okay, so let's verify. So if you're coming here, start, right click, computer management, local users and groups, users. See, IT1 is there. Okay, so you can create new user or multiple user from that console, or you can change the password of that user. You can change password from here also, set password. Okay, but I'm saying that if you forget, okay, so if you forget, you can change from this portal, from here. Okay, you can come here to reset password and you can reset it. Okay, now one more important options will come, that for example, suppose every time I'm telling you that access the system through RDP, access the system through RDP, remote desktop connections, right? But if I'm coming here to my system, in networking, see, RDP remote desktop connection, okay, port 339, okay. But if you'll see here some yellow mark here, if you are clicking on this, okay, see here. Can you read this message?
Yeah, I think about this.
Yes.
I have
So
the same
yeah.
problem.
So it's saying that because RDP port is 3389 is default, okay, and it can be exposed. Okay, it's a weakest port number. Okay, means hacker know about these ports. So whenever you're creating some system in on internet or some like on cloud, okay, so please this is default, but please try to change some different port instead of RDP this 3389. You use RDP protocol, but use different port. Okay, so as we have 65,535 ports, so I can choose any of them. Okay, it's a random one. Okay, even I want to use 50, 100, 900, 600, anyone I can use. So how hacker will know
Yeah.
that which port I am using? Okay.
Okay, so the ports are going to be based on 4 digits, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Any,
okay. Okay,
not
any
four.
four
Even if
digits.
you want 5 digit also you can use. See, you can use three
Oh,
digit,
okay.
4 digit. See, total
Hmm.
number is from 1 to 65,535. Okay, so
Okay, I
RDP
get it.
by default, RDP is using 3389. It's a default, right? And it's a weakest. Okay, and the hacker know about this one. So right now is this one. So maybe RDP I can use like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I can use this one. Okay,
Yeah.
so now let's come here to your Azure portal. Okay, so for verifying that whether the port is open or not, normally what how hackers do, hackers come to the system, CMD, and first hacker check whether I am able to ping or not. See, ping, no problem. They will check that okay, no problem, ping is not working. Okay, so you will check that okay, whether telnet is working or not. Sorry, the port 3389 is open or not. So you will type 3389 like that. Okay, no problem. Telnet application is not installed in my system, so let me install it. So I'll come here to turn window features. You can also install if you press telnet. See, telnet, yes, telnet client is installed in my system. Why it is showing Okay. Command I'm writing tel telnet. I was writing talent 3389. Now you can see here, see, are you getting something? Some blank page means the port is open now. So hacker understood that yes, 3389 port for this IP address 2193.234 is open. Okay. So what I can do for this one, that I should secure my server. Okay. So normally it is 3389. So I'll say no problem. Let me change this port. Okay. So I'll come to my virtual machine, web server 1. In overview, okay, you have to type here run, run. So you're coming here, so you will get here run command. Okay. So in run command, if you'll scroll down here, you'll see here set rdp port, right? So you click on this. Now which value you want to, I told you I want to use 12345, and then click run and just wait for the output. The script is running now. You can see here script execution is in process. Now see the rdp port number. It earlier it was 3389, but now I have changed to 12345, and it is okay now, successful. Now you can close it. Okay, you can close it, no problem. Now after that you can close this as well. Come to your web server. Now you come to your networking and see whether the port is changed or not. So you'll see it is not changed, so no problem. You change here as well. So you click here in this rdp. Okay. Now service is rdp, so I will say no, I want custom, because see, if I'm using rdp it is 3389. So I'll say here no, I want custom port. So I'll select down and custom. So in custom I said instead of 13389 I'm using 12345 port. Okay. Do you want to allow? Yes, I want to allow everyone. Okay. Now here I will just click save. Okay. It's saved, and now you can see here it is now 12345, right? And now if anyone, if any hacker is now coming to the, trying to access, okay, no problem, trying to connect, see here. They are not able to connect. Now close. Now we'll say, let me put 3389 like that. Still not. Still problem. But when you will use like that, colon 12345, see, always keep in mind, if the port is default and if I'm using like this and enter, you will be able to access 3389. Okay. But if you have changed any other port, or you can say custom port, at that time you have to write port number. Okay. IP colon and then port number and then username, click on connect, and now see, you're getting it. Okay, and then click OK. And now with the help of this port, now you are able to connect. Okay. So what we have seen here, we have seen that you have successfully changed the port number of RDP. Now no one know about this port because it's a random port. Okay, you have kept 1 2 3 4 5. If you want, you can use 5 6 7 5, anyone. Okay, so nobody can hack now. Okay, so as per today's lesson, we have checked how to create virtual machine, how to create new disk. Okay, how to attach a disk with your system, how to check whether what is the use of C drive, temporary disk. Okay, how to create partition. Okay, then we have seen if we forget the username and password, how to recover it. Okay,
Hello, Mr.
yes.
So what about if you forget the port number?
Okay, if I forget the port number, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me close it. See, when you will open your your Azure portal, right, you click on virtual machine here. Okay, and now come here to this virtual machine, this server, and when you will come to your networking, if you're clicking here down to this networking, okay, see, automatically you will get this port number. Okay, and you are the administrator. Okay, so maybe if you forget, so you can call the Azure administrator and say that, okay, can you tell me what is the port number? Okay, so he will tell you what is the port number. See, from your end, you cannot do anything. So everything has been done by the Azure administrator. If you want to change, okay, he can change from here. Okay, like see, if first what you have to do for changing, you have see two simple process. Normal, if I want to access web 2, see this. If I want to access web 2, okay, so for web 2, I don't need to write port number. Even 3389 also I don't need to write, because RDP default RDP use 3389. If you click connect, see, you are easily connecting it. You are easily connecting it, see, no problem. But if I am talking about this web 1 access, right, this web 1 access, so in this web 1 access, you whenever I want to use this, and in this, if I'm using connect without port number, which is 1 2 3 4 5 instead of 3389, in that, see, it's not working. So at that time you have to write, whenever you are using custom port number, you have to use custom port number. But if when you are using default port number, no need to use. So 1 2 3 4 5, click OK. Now you will say that, okay, I want to change the port number of web server to RDP. Very simple process. Come here to web server 2. Okay, very simple. First you write here run command. In scroll down, set RDP port number, click here. Okay, which port you want to, I'll say that I want instead of 3389, so I will say that 9833. Okay, 3389. See here, opposite. Okay, anyone you can use, I'm just using random. Okay, or I want 1 2 3 4, like that, 4 times 3. Click run. Just wait for the output.
Okay, Madon, can you try accessing mine?
Okay, so you can see here it is completed now. I'll click close. Okay, then I'll come here, close. again virtual machine 2 because here I have changed. Then I'll come here to networking. In RDP, it here you have to change again to, okay. Now in service you have to select custom, and in custom remember we have used 3333 and just save. That's it. It is saved now. And now if you're coming to access, so you have seen that before this we were easily communicating with this single IP, no need to put port number, but now see you will have problem, you need port number now. Okay, so now here once you will put this port number, and now you will be easily connecting it, see. And now put password, click OK, and now you will see that you are connected. Okay, so this is all about what we have seen here. See, we have seen this reset password and the disk. Okay, so as per today's class we have completed. Okay, in our coming class we will see some other advanced options. Okay, and always keep in mind, suppose see I did this lab, right? I did practice and everything. Now I'll come to my home, then I'll come to my all resources. I will select each and everything from here. Okay, each and everything, and then I will come to delete, because if you will not delete, okay, your resources will be utilizing your money. So I after I completed my labs and practice, then I will delete all the resources. What is the need of why I will keep it running there? Okay, so this is the best practice every day, means every day whenever you complete your lab, delete the entire resources. Okay,
Okay.
so you can see here the process is running here. Now you can see here succeed 0 0 fail. So I selected 14 items to be deleted, 14 resources, and in this resources, yes, disk, virtual machine, IP address, each and everything will be deleted. Okay, so you can see here that I deleted all the resources. After deleting all the resources, few more resources are there. So if you will come to resource, right?
Yes, I got it's 3179.
Okay,
That's my port number.
yes. Just one second. So if you'll come to resource group, after all resources, in resource group there are some other options, so you need to delete it. So you select this one, okay, copy, and then open it, and then here from here you have to delete this resource. So when you want to delete this resource, you have to write the name of the resource and then click delete. Then again come back to resource group. Now again if you want to delete India resource group, come here to delete and type here India, delete.
Hmm?
Then again come to your resource group.
Ecco poco.
Now copy this, okay, and then come to delete. So I'm just showing you all this deleting process, that if you'll keep running these all resources, it will finish your money, whatever it is in the wallet. Okay, so now if you'll see that everything has been deleted now. Okay, so you guys, let me show you the
I was actually
resources.
able.
Okay, see everything, see always keep in mind, before closing this account or before logout, you okay, after doing labs you always click on resource group to verify nothing is there. Okay, then again come to home, two things on resource, all resources and resource group, only two options you have to check. If there is nothing, means the money what you have in your wallet, it will be same. Okay, nothing will be deleted, sorry, nothing will be utilized. Okay, so it is very simple. Now you can log out or you can close your account. Okay. Okay, so in our next class we will be knowing about some redundancy and some load balancing features. Okay,
Okay.
means if I have one server, if this
I was
server will
actually
down.
able to. I was actually able to enter into my account, but I don't know what I touched.
Okay,
Maybe I
it's
changed
no
the
problem.
inbound.
Do many time practice. See, it's not, nothing is
Yeah.
going to
Okay.
be change here. So if there is any problem, you delete it, create new. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.